This is The Fifth Estate, a conversation between young African scholars from the Forthold School of Government and Professor Mutahi Ngunyi. This Sunday, we submit that Uhuru Kenyatta is a man of mystery. Now you see him, now you don't. Today, he does a handshake with Raila. Tomorrow, he appoints Miguna the deputy governor of Nairobi. Yes, this Miguna proposal has Uhuru Kenyatta written all over it. And it all started in Solai last week. According to Duale, Uhuru and Sonko flew in the same helicopter to the Solai funeral, and they flew back to Nairobi together. Then from nowhere, Sonko did the unthinkable that night. He nominated Miguna. And so we ask, was this a coincidence? But there's one more thing. After the Solai funeral, there was a story claiming that Uhuru did not greet Sonko at the funeral. But if they were together in the air, why greet Sonko when they land? In our view, this story was fabricated as a decoy. It was meant to create the impression that there is a distance between Sonko and the president. This way, the Miguna nomination, agreed upon in the air, would be dismissed as mischief.
The decoy was created in order to offer some surprise. If Uhuru had told us about the handshake before it happened, we would have killed it. What made it successful is surprise. The Miguna nomination has an element of surprise. But the surprise is not in the nomination. It is in the possibilities ahead. If hypothetically Miguna accepts the nomination, then his name is taken to the Nairobi County Assembly. Would he get 2/3 majority? Would they elect him deputy governor? And the answer is a resounding yes. If NASA controls 40% of the county assembly, they would have no problem supporting Miguna. The Jubilee 60% vote would be split down the middle, but 30% would support Sonko's choice. And with 70% victory, Miguna would become deputy governor. It is that simple. However, Miguna is not the project here. The project is the Raila succession. And Miguna is the lucky vehicle engineered to inherit Raila. Making him deputy governor, therefore, is a stepping stone to creating him as the new leader of the Luo nation. It is that simple.
We have argued in the past that Uhuru and Ruto have a very high gangster index. And if this is true, Miguna will receive a brand new passport without applying for it. In fact, it will be posted to him in Canada with an apology note. And the argument will be that after 4 months, Harambee House has now received the court summons ordering them to give Miguna a new passport. They will argue they have no choice but to comply with court orders. With this gesture, Miguna will become a Kenyan again. Then the government will organize a heroic return with hired crowds carrying twigs and blowing whistles. This way, Miguna will begin to look like an alternative to Raila. And this is precisely what Project Miguna is about. It is meant to take the thunder away from Raila. But will Miguna change his mind and agree to work with Sonko? And the answer is a resounding yes. According to the Holy Bible, only a fool does not change his mind. And last time we checked, Miguna is no fool. Or did we misread him?
Changing your mind is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of meekness. It is an admission that you could be wrong, and only the strong admit that they are wrong. That is what Raila taught us with the handshake. In our view, Miguna should eat humble pie and accept the generosity of Sonko. He should choose between being an activist who runs his mouth until it foams and being a politician who becomes a maker of things. And Sonko has given him that opportunity. With his sheer energy and a budget, Miguna can transform Kibera. We tried to do it through NYS, but we failed. because we did not have someone as bullish as Miguna. And if Miguna captures Kibera, he will replace Raila. Then he can move to Kondele and other slums. But the only way to capture Kibera is if he is deputy governor. In our view, this is a conversation that Uhuru had with Sonko in the chopper ride to Solai and back. They decided that Miguna should capture Kibera and other slums in order to replace Raila. And his best path is the deputy governor's job.
Playing the devil's advocate, I think these arguments are far-fetched. I am saying this because sometimes we ascribe too much intelligence and strategy to our politicians. Yet, what history has taught us is that cream always rises to the top, and that all politicians are nothing but the cream of the crap. They rose to the top of all things crap. Asking Miguna to transition from being an activist to becoming a politician is asking him to join the cream of the crap. Bure kabisa. But there is another question we must ask Miguna. What if the Sonko offer is a trap? If they send him a brand new passport, an apology, and an air ticket, is he prepared to abandon his Canadian citizenship for a promise made by Sonko? Is he ready to bet on what he is not prepared to lose? And what if Sonko is genuine and Miguna has the chance of a 70% vote in the county assembly? What if there's a true chance that Miguna could inherit Raila and the only path is to become deputy governor? Will Miguna become a turncoat like Raila? I suspect he will.
As a young lawyer, I have always admired Miguna's English. Sometimes I do not understand what he's saying, but it sounds so good that I believe it. Because of him, I believe that being a lawyer is about speaking English, even when you're exchanging ignorance. But now I am confused. If the Holy Bible tells us that only a fool does not change his mind, will Miguna become a fool if he does not change his mind? I will pose the same question using a story from my grandmother. It is called Wadowa Hitina Bamugwaja, or the seventh law of the hyena. It is about a hungry hyena that came across a young calf tied to a post. And because the hyena was so hungry, it decided to eat the rope tied to the calf first and eat the calf later. Because of this foolish decision, the rope snapped and the calf escaped. And now a question to Miguna. Sonko has brought a calf to you. Will you pounce on it, or will you eat the rope first? Your decision will define you as a fool or a leader worthy of our time.
Change happens when there is a unity of opposites. In fact, a team of rivals tends to accomplish more than a team of friends. And this is a fact of history. Uhuru and Ruto were on opposite sides in the 2007 election. But the unity of the two opposite sides is what healed our nation in 2013. Similarly, the handshake is a unity of opposites. The negative met the positive, and then kaboom, there was light. When opposites unite, there is always light. And this is why we encourage the unity of Sonko and Miguna. Although people look down on Sonko as a joke, his nomination of Miguna, a polar opposite, tells us that Sonko is the bigger man. Now Miguna should eat humble pie and demonstrate his bigness as well. Activism like heckling Raila when Raila was giving a lecture at Oxford University is childish. This is Buragabisa in my view. You cannot inherit Raila by heckling him. You inherit Raila by embracing him. And what Sonko is offering Miguna is not the governor's position. He's offering Miguna a path to succeeding Raila. Miguna's choice is therefore simple. He can run his mouth until it foams, or run aerobic and inherit Raila.
And now, our final thought. If Uhuru is a mysterious politician, then Miguna has a future. First, Uhuru deported Miguna, and he did this at his own convenience. If Miguna acquired an illegal passport in 2008, why wait for 10 years to deport him? Miguna should have been deported in 2013, but this did not happen. Miguna was deported in 2018 to create a hero out of him. And the logic was that to lead the Luo nation, you have to be a hero. If Raila, Orengo, and Anyang' Nyong'o were the heroes in their days, we have forgotten. And this is why Miguna was created as a modern day hero. In our view, he was created to replace Raila. 2. Uhuru set a trap for Miguna. The idea was to find out if Miguna's cleverness is in his rational mind or in his running mouth. If Miguna takes the risk of denouncing his Canadian citizenship for the post of deputy governor, even if he is not sure of it, then he is worthy of inheriting Raila. If he cannot pay the price of wrestling leadership from Raila, then he is a waste of national imagination.